what he say about you. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. Y'all hear that, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? He said, you are the holy people of the Lord thy God, which that ain't like you gotta think like this. There's certain things that I hold dear that's special to me, right? I'm sure you feel that way, right? There's something that you hold dear like that. This right here is special to me. You see what I'm saying? But there's a lot of things that I don't feel that way about. He said the Most High God has chosen you, black man. He's chosen you to be special to him. You see what I'm saying? It is image for a reason. Why they not telling us these things? Why did they lie to us and tell them he looks like this? Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
What he say about you? For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. Y'all hear that, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? He said, you are the holy people of the Lord thy God, which means separate. Read, the Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. You hear that? He said the Most High God has chosen you, black man. He's chosen you to be special to him. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like you gotta think like this. There's certain things that I hold dear that's special to me, right? I'm sure you feel that way, right? There's something that you hold dear like, man, this right here is special to me. You see what I'm saying? But there's a lot of things that I don't feel that way about. You see what I'm saying? But the Most High God is saying right here, you black man, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites. He said, you are special people. You see what I'm saying? Unto him. But watch this. He gonna go more into detail what he think about you. Read. Above all people. Read again. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You hear what he said about you? He said you are so special to him. He said you are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. That's how special you are to the Most High God. Right. That's why you made in his image. He made you us in his image for a reason. Why they not telling us these things? Why did they lie to us and tell them he looked like this? Blonde hair, blue eyes, Caucasian looking man. Why did they spread that throughout the whole world? Why they don't want us to know that Christ looked like you and me? Us. Why would they do that? Why would they hide that? And just ask yourself. Why would they hide that from us and teach this lie all across the world? It's a reason why. They know the Most High God is saying this about you, that you're special to him, that you're above all people that up on the face of the earth. Right. Give me that we are gods. He's telling you so special, man, that he chose you above all the nations of the earth. Right. But watch what he say about you though. Read. Psalm chapter 82. Verse 6, I have said, ye are God. You hear what he said about you? He said, you are a God. You are a God. But why we don't know these things? We know we're the greatest people on the earth. We jump the highest. We shoot the ball the best. We the best in football. We the best in dressing, dancing, rapping, singing. Whatever we put our hands to, we the best at. Am I wrong or right? We the best at, right? You see what I'm saying? Whatever we dabble into, we start to be the best at. He said, what? Ye are gods. He said, we are gods. You see what I'm saying? But watch this though. And all of you are children of the Most High. See that? He said, all of you are the children of the Most High. Why we don't know these things? Why we don't know these things? But guess what? Watch what he say about it. Read. But ye shall die like men. But he said, we're going to die like men. We're going to die like men. We're going to die not knowing we the gods on the earth. We're going to die not knowing we the Israelites. We're going to die not knowing that Christ looked like us and not this blonde hair, blue eyes white man. Right. He said we're going to die, but we the guys on the earth though. Why we don't know these things? Give me Hosea 5 and 16, 14. Why we don't know these things? As us being God's chosen people. Why we able to get lied to and keep us ignorant, not knowing who we are? They want to hide something for us. We so special they got to hide it. You see what I'm saying? But watch this. Hosea chapter 5, verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
So the Most High God said, you Israelites, y'all my special people. He said, I shall go and return to my place till the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, acknowledge their offense. We have to understand, if we are gods, why would he say we are gods, but we shall die like men? He turned his face. That means we offended him. It's something that we did.
Right.
Give me that in Deuteronomy. It's something that we did. You see what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 28:15. It's something that we did to offend the Most High God. He said, you know what? I'm just going to step back. Right now, I got my hands on you, protecting you. But it's something that you're doing that make me want to take my hands off and just step back and return. I shall turn my face now. Hey, Lord, I need your help, Lord. We crying out to the Lord. We get shot down in the street. You know what I'm saying? We get harmed. You know what I'm saying? We ain't get no justice, no peace. We march justice. We ain't getting no justice. There's too many people that stood up to try to stand up for us. We ain't never got no peace or no reparations. Am I wrong or right? Dr. Martin Luther King, Michael X, Marcus Garvey. There's different ones that stood up. We just did a march not too long ago. We was marching in the streets, no justice, no peace. Right? Why it ain't changed? Ain't nothing changed yet. You see what I'm saying? Well, read that.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
So we finna show you how we offended the Most High God. Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy
So
God.
this is the future prophecy that was given to the children of Israel, by Moses, right? To the Israelites. This is a message from the Most High God that was given to Moses to us, right? The children of Israel. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
Read it again from the top.
But it shall come to pass,
This is a future prophecy, something that's going to happen if we don't do something. Read.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If we don't listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, read. Well, you finna see what the voice of the Lord said. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
Read it again.
To do all his
What the
commandments.
voice of the Lord told us to do. Read that part again.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
What did it just say? What the voice of the Lord told us to do? All his commandments, right? All his commandments. So keep that in your head. He's telling us, as us being God's chosen people, we got to be keeping the commandments. You see what I'm saying? Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
You see that? He said, so, even in this day, he said he commanded us to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, right? Right? If we the guys on the earth, we the guys on the earth because we were given laws, statutes, and commandments to keep, right? So now, that's got to be something going wrong because he said we are guys, but yet we're going to die like men. You see what I'm saying? That part right there. We are guys, but we shall die like men because why? We're not keeping the commandments. You finna find it out. Read.
That all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
You hear that? All these curses shall come upon the Israelites and overtake us. Why do you think he said all these curses gonna come upon us and overtake us? Why do you think that? Remember what word I told you to keep it in your head? Remember the voice that I told you? How you doing, young man? What's going on? You got a second? You got a second? We showing our people we the Israelites. Huh? Oh, shalom, shalom.
Israel. I've
Right.
already talked to you before.
So we're showing our people how we offended the Most High God. You remember I told you the commandments? It was the commandments. He said, listen to his voice, to observe, to do all his commandments, right? So remember that, his commandments. Read it again.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
The voice of the Lord our God is telling us to do what?
to observe, to do all his commandments.
All his what? His commandments. Keep that in your mind. That's the voice of the Lord is telling us what to do, right? If we are God. That's what makes us the gods, because we were given commandments, right? But remember the part, he shall die like man. Now we finna go into that part. He said, but you are gods, but ye shall die like men. We finna go into that part. Why are we gonna die like men as we the greatest people on the earth? Read.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
You hear that? If we would not hearken. Now he said, if we would not hearken unto his voice, right? To do what? Keep the commandments, right? Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake
So
thee.
he said all these curses gonna come up over us and overtake us if we didn't keep doing what? Keeping the commandments. You see how simple it is?
Right.
So now he said we're gonna die like man because we dying, right? You can see it in our communities. We destroy it, right? Because we're not keeping the commandments. He said, I'm gonna step back now. You don't want to keep my commandments as being a God on the earth? You don't want to keep my commandments as being special people to me? He said, now I'm gonna step back now. I'm gonna step back and let all these atrocities happen to you. I'm gonna let all these curses come up on you, right? I'm gonna prove to you a little bit more that he's talking about us, Deuteronomy 28:68. I'm gonna prove that he's talking about the Israelites, because there's something that's gonna happen to the Israelites to prove that it's us that he's saying keep all these commandments, and if not, I'm gonna cause some of these curses to come upon. Read that. Watch this.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
You hear that? It said, this is the Israelites, right? I don't know. If you're familiar about the story of Moses, when he sent Moses into Egypt to tell Pharaoh to let the Israelites go, you're not familiar with that story? Well, he sent Moses into Egypt, right? The Israelites was in slavery and bondage in Egypt, right? The blacks and Saturday never met. He sent Moses in there to tell Pharaoh to let his people go, right? Right? So after he let them go, they went into the wilderness. You see what I'm saying? They went in the wilderness for 40 years. In the wilderness, they was given commandments, laws, statutes, and commandments from the Most High God to Moses to give to the children of Israel. All right? You with me? You with me now? And if you don't understand something, just ask me. We brothers, we right here dialogue. You see what I'm saying? I appreciate you sitting out here listening, though. But I know you might have a busy day. But just stick with me, though. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again, right? When you read about the story of Egypt, we walked out of Egypt, right? So right here, he's not saying he's going to send us back into slavery again in Egypt. He's not saying that. Egypt is synonymous with something else, which means bondage, because we was in bondage, slavery in Egypt, right? So he said, if we didn't keep his commandments, we were going to go what? We were going to do what?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again. Now, he said, if we didn't keep his commandments, this prophecy is going to happen to the Israelites, right? Watch what prophecy said for to happen to them. Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans got scattered across the world. You familiar about the transatlantic slave trade? Sub-Saharan slave trade. Are you familiar yet? I'll tell you this. How did your foremothers get over into Alabama? Over to America? What transportation? You familiar with slavery, right? All right, with slavery, our people, the blacks, Hispanics, right, Native Americans, we were put in captivity, right, with the sub-Saharan slave trade, right? So we was taken from Africa, West Africa, right? Jerusalem is our homeland, the Israelites, right? But we was taken from West Africa and brought over into America, right? You familiar with the Catilda, African town, right here? You're not familiar with it? You're not familiar with it? So what we're doing is we're showing you that, hey, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, our history was we were going to go with cargo slave ships. That was prophesied by Moses to tell the people, hey, y'all are the gods on the earth, right? But you shall die like man. How you going to die like man? By breaking his commandments. You see what I'm saying? When we broke his commandments, he said one prophecy that's going to happen to y'all, one curse that's going to happen to y'all, he said y'all going to go into slavery on cargo slave ships, right? That happened to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? You're not familiar with none of these pictures right here? You seen 12 years of slavery? You seen Django? You seen Django, right? You see how they had slaves and stuff in that? You seen Roots? You seen the movie show? Matter of fact, they got a movie and they got a show now. Roots. It's showing some of our history of what happened to us. You see what I'm saying? That we were put on cargo slave ship. We were sold on auction blocks. You see what I'm saying? All that stuff was happening to us. All these things will happen to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You can look it up. When you leave and go home, look this stuff up. Look this stuff up. You ain't got to believe what we say. We just giving a message. All you got to do is just go home and start doing your research. You see what I'm saying? Just go home. That's all we said. Go home and do your research. So he said one curse is going to happen to the Israelites. They were going to go on cargo slave ships for breaking their commandments. You see what I'm saying? Well, read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Into slavery again with ships. That's happened to us. No other nation of people on the earth, no other race of people on the earth can say they went into cargo slave ships but us. but your foremother, your grandmama, your granddaddy, your great-grandmama, them. They came over here on cargo station to pick cotton, in the sugarcane field, tobacco field. You see what I'm saying? That was your great-grandparents from doing that. You're just the great-grandson of the leaders that came out of there. They don't have to.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word, his word.